Dylan, two baseball players made the 2016 MVP index. Mike Trout, no surprise, came in at number 19 with an MVP index score of 0.945. Trout's largest reach is on Twitter, where the Angels outfielder has better than 2 million followers. The top overall MLB player, though, was not Trouty Fish. It was Robinson Cano.
Wow.
The Mariners star is ranked 14th overall in the athletic landscape. His index score was a 0.958. On social media, Cano connects with both English and Spanish-speaking fans.
That helps.
And is very involved with other Seattle teams, including the Seahawks. He's become a Seahawk fan since moving to the upper Northwest. Are you surprised that the former Yankee slugger is the top baseball player in this index, and it's not actually the best baseball player, Mike Trout?
Insanely surprised. The more and more I dive into it, and the more and more I wrap my mind around it, I think it is because of that crossover of cultures. Plus, he plays in a real budding sports market. When you look at the Sounders, the Seahawks, the Mariners, it's just in general, as far as a population growth in Seattle, there's a lot of young people moving to Seattle, and those people are engaged in social media. Then when you combine that with the fact that Robinson Cano has crossover reach of Spanish-speaking social media people as well as English-speaking, I can sort of understand it, but it's still wildly surprising to me. Just flat out that the number one baseball player, it's still our national pastime. I know it's taken a dip because of the popularity increase of sports like football, of MMA, but that the top baseball player is 14, and that it's Robinson Cano. It's not a Clayton Kershaw. It's not a Mike Trout. When you think of Kershaw, especially when you think of Mike Trout, fairly humble, soft-spoken guy. Not making a lot of headlines for things other than hitting home runs and robbing home runs. When you look at some other sports and you look at their superstars, they're more outlandish characters. We see them across the board. How many baseball players do you see in commercials these days? Not a ton. Is Mike Trout really an endorsable superstar right now? A little bit, but certainly not as much as we see in other sports. Surprised not to see some of these young superstars on the Chicago Cubs and some other players. You think of the popularity, it's just starting to pop off right now with a guy like Rizzo or Chris Bryant, some of the guys that they have. But the baseball players on this MVP index really surprised me. It's very eye-opening to see. And I'm sure Major League Baseball would like to get some of this information and say, okay, how could we push forward with some of the younger generations and become more popular while still staying true to who we are, not being gimmicky. So this was very, very surprising to me. Never, you could have given me 10 guesses. I don't think I would have got Cano. And I love Cano.
Yeah, you're a Cano guy.
I'm a Cano guy.
Pinstripe days.
Don't you know, Robbie Cano? Very surprised here, T.
I do know. He is the top-ranked MLB player on the MVP index at number 14 overall, 5 spots in front of Mike Trout.